We are going to discuss something about a sales manager and a sales people and the relationship which is built between them and how it works. Before we go through the relationship between both of them, it is much to understand what role a sales manager plays into the sales management or when he is preparing a sales program. There are three major things that he has to consider. One, a sales force management, then maintaining the relationship between the external bodies and internal bodies related to the organization and the sales management department, and the decisions what he takes when it comes to the market of any products or services. Uh, when we talk about this management of the sales force, it's a duty of any sales manager that he has to find some a good source of recruitment, has to have set some standards for selecting the sales personnel. It's also responsibility of him to take care of any newly joined employees or selected employees for the sales force. He has to provide certain training and see to it that uh, the performance of a sales executives or a sales force or entire team has to reach the possible targets set by an organization and to have more productivity by increasing the performance. When we talk about maintaining the relationships, this includes any sales manager will be having a responsibility of maintaining relationship with the external people and internal people with respect to the sales department. Okay, he has to keep some good relationship with the other departments into the company or units of the company, as well as with the external people like suppliers, maybe government agencies with respect to any policies hindering or helping the sales process. It is a responsibility of even a sales manager to see to it that how a relationship has been maintained with the customers by him as well as with his team of a sales force by the use of having good communication, control over the process of communication, and how best they organize that they meet their customer expectation and helping them to satisfy their needs and looking after pre and post sales procedures. Now what major role that any sales manager plays is that his position are always occupied in the middle level. Okay, and he, as I told you, people is influenced by the expectation of both external people and internal people inside the organization. He will be acting like forecasting the sales in a territory based on his experience or the information furnished by people who are working into the field, his own sales people also sometimes. He will be working on developing the strategies, okay, planning that how best a sales can be taken into the consideration, okay, as well as setting some good tactics or logics in making the sales better into the territory or segments and achieving the target set. He is also a very good observer. He must have an idea about his own customers, that how behavior changes of a customer into certain segments, which will be helping them to alter their own sales process and making the sales. So while going to the sales, he has to take care of that. What new needs or any changes that happen into the customer's behavior has to be learned by him. Okay, he should be a role model to his own sales force. Okay, and he should be working on motivating his own sales people. Fine, and those people have to admire him. See how he has to build his own character, or should be something like a good leader to the sales force. It's a responsibility of sales manager that he should take care of how much expenses is happening in his own territory on the basis of what expenses even the sales executives are also making to make a sale, because sales won't happen free. That requires certain amount of money which has to be given in the form of compensation, rewards, incentives to the salespeople, and how much those people are bringing the business to the organization also matters a lot. We have few more functions of any sales manager that he has to carry out. One, as I told you, people initially like the hiring and training, where it's a duty of him to identify the best person who can be included into your own sales force, where we can say that identifying the best sales person, in fact, and building with his own team. Also, it is a function that he has to play, like training the sales force. Okay, it may be formal or informal way. The technique has to be used properly. That will be making sales people or sales force people to acquire the knowledge from him and also work on the field. It is something like a very tactful job of a sales people. More than making a sales, handling the operations of customers becomes very difficult. For this, they require a lot of training, okay, acquiring new knowledge at how best they can handle, the customer's objections. Then one more function like a coaching. Okay, he will be coaching his own sales people, making them to understand how to know the customer's problem, how to solve the problems of the customers, okay, and how best they can follow up any problem, and tracking that whether the solution has been delivered into the segment for any sort of customers or not. He has to motivate, no doubt. He has to be motivating his own sales for people. Also, he is responsible for identifying the potential of a salesperson as well as the potential of the or any segment which any of the salesperson is working or group of salespersons are working into it. So he has to take care of identifying what best targets can be set for the area, for the we say it as the amount of maybe the sales in the form of units or maybe in the form of amount. Okay, those targets have to be set and see to it that how those targets are being achieved. What we say that the results which they are expecting from that particular territorial segment. So this includes having some good relationship with the customers, then also finding some new accounts. What we say it as just handling customers who are already present in your basket. Okay, that matters a lot, no doubt at all, but still to make your business grow or increasing market share and increasing more profitability of the organization requires new accounts. What we say it as a new customers or prospective customers have to join, okay, the organization and have some good transactions to make organization to be more profitable. When any additional targets if he wish to set, so he finds more potential is there in any territory, but see to it that even the targets when it is being set, they should be very realistic in nature and it should be achievable from them. So this requires lot of research, collecting more information from the market by any source and coming to a decision that how much may be the potential of that particular target market, that how much sales can happen. So on that basis he has to set. So see to it that the person when a salesperson when he is setting the targets, it should be very realistic in nature and it should be achieved. So it's also duty of him that once a target is achieved by a sales people or group of sales people in particular area, it's a duty of him that he has to recognize, okay, see to that the results are up to the mark, how much the standards has been set, okay, those standards has been achieved with the actual performance of any sales team or a person individually. Okay, so he has to see to it that uh, uh, rewarding the performance of them, right, paying them some extra incentives, something like more tangible that people can recognize it and get some respect among the group. So also he has to provide leads, because sometimes what happens, new people join a sales force, okay, or maybe sometimes the entire team which has new prospects in the target market and they are not able to handle them or make them convert into the sales. So he has to support, no doubt. He has to support any hurdles the sales people are, experiencing, or maybe something like a lack of some knowledge of a salesperson is not making him to make a sale. So he has to go with him and support him. Okay, and also he should, it's possible, if it is possible, sales manager has to find some good leads, okay, make some basic preparation, groundwork, let him do, and then he has to transfer that job to the salesperson. He will be closing it and bringing the sales to the organization. So as well as at the end, continuous development of new business. As I told you, people, existing business, how much it gives a profit. Along with that, if you want to increase the market share, to be very stable in the market, more competitive in the market, so see to it that more sales happens. So new accounts join your organization, new customers join your organization, people organization to grow and be more stable into the field. It's even a duty of sales manager. See to it that even a sales process and trained among the sales force and sales people or executives, they have to follow it. So see to it that very systematic process of calling customers and reporting the same to the organization what has happened. Also filling the expense report. As I told you, sales won't happen free. So something has to be paid to the sales people for their traveling, for their DA, etc. See to it that the process and calling the customers, meeting them at the right time, and how much expense has been borne by an organization in reaching the customers. Everything has to be taken care, and very systematically this has to be arranged by any sales manager. Also, he has to conduct a meeting because these are the point of contact between sales manager and the sales force and executive, where it will be helping him to collect the information what presently happening in the market, okay, and with a different type of customers, as well as this is where he will be taking some responsibility of motivating the sales force at a time, helping them solving their problems. Okay, that can be done, and also review, as I told you, people if all the time performance of a sales team and individual sales people has to be reviewed. They can review the performance as well as even organization performance with respect to the sales. So as the recognizing and rewarding the excellent performance of the people. Also, he has to be some good motivator. Okay, like working like in lecture also, having a guest lecture, sometimes meeting the entire team, and he is responsible for helping providing the resources, or organizing the resources properly among the sales teams and sales people, helping them and providing them to make their job more better and easy or convenient in getting switched to the organization. Till now we have something discussed about the role of a sales manager. Now some group of sales executives are handled by sales manager. Okay, and each sales executive has his own role that has to play among the team and individual. So one, when you're talking about sales executive, he is the person who will be meeting the customers face to face directly. So maximum interaction that any customer does is with the sales executive. Okay, what he should do, what role he has to play. He should be a good persuader, motivator, that what we say, like before making the customers aware about, we make customers aware about the products and services. Once they are aware, the second thing is like just immediately that that the persuasion has to be done by any sales executive, that see to it the customer gets interest in buying the product or service. Okay, as he should be a service provider also. Once the sales happens, he should take care of service of the products, making, because this is the only one tactic, okay, a way being a service provider can help them to get some different leads, okay, references of some new prospective customers by present customers. Okay, we should collect the information and give the information about the customers in the market to the decision makers, to the sales manager. He has to travel, he should look after his own territory, he should be a very good coordinator and scheduling the calls, that how best he can utilize a given time to meet his own customers. Okay, he should be good enough in identifying the problems of the customers and into the territory. And the same thing, if it is possible, consult the person on the top, sales manager, and get the solution. Okay, and he should sometimes display anger, because managing a handling channel sales, because he will not be meeting directly customers sometimes, because he requires some intermediaries like wholesalers and retailers who will be helping him in reaching the customers. So certain targets, how much is given to a salesperson, he will be getting those targets done or achieved by the help of wholesalers and retailers, and managing these people becomes very difficult. Okay, So he should have some good knowledge that how best these people can be managed. So there are certain functions of the sales manager. One should be keen observant about the market, and the customers can be identified. What we call them as sales. We call them as potential customers. Second, making frequent calls that see to it that they get an appointment of the customers, because getting appointment of a customer or time of a customer is very difficult. So what they can do is they have to call them, okay, politely they get a appointment, free time. If the customer is free, this person can convince him and can solve any objections to the customers. Okay, and he should decide upon what will be the best selling approach. What is say, preparing the presentation, how best he prepares the presentation. Sometimes presentation or approach towards the customers change because of the customer, no doubt. If they understand uh, the customer and his behavior, what expectation the customer is having towards the his needs, on that basis they can answer it. And second, once the deal happens, see to it that the order is delivered in time. Okay, as well as he should act like a service provider. See to it that any warranty problems, any guarantee problems with respect to the product, anything happens within the specified time, he should help the customer in getting it replaced or fixing the problem. As well as if it is installation, some demo has to be shown by them, right? One. Then next comes like here, as I told you, he is responsible for gathering information. So he will be working like a researcher. So any changes happen into the market, he has to tell to the customer, to the the higher authority people. Okay, giving them some good information what presently happening in the field or with respect to certain sort of customers. So that will be helping those decision makers in taking some decisions. Okay, and achieving the organizational objectives. So he has to upgrade his skills. He has to attend some training programs, go to some trade shows, know about different competitors, companies. Okay, what's happening into the area or the field has to be known, and he has to upgrade his skills. As well as either at the end, something like administrative responsibilities, as he has to attend the meetings, he has to report to his higher authorities. Okay, calling and giving some expense how much that person has done for making the sales.